Hello everyone, Jonas here with another replay for you. Today I actually have DarkForce from aTn versus the WhiteRa. DuckloadRa, or WhiteRa, definitely a very good Protoss player, is going to be a Protoss versus Zerg today. So definitely looking for a great matchup. DarkForce and WhiteRa, both players are very well known guys, and I look forward to this game. We are going to see basically pretty close positions on this map here, so definitely look forward to some early aggression possibly from both players. WhiteRa definitely known for his nice little drop plays with his Warp Prism, so let's see if he actually does that in this game or not. We are going to see basically we are going to see an early pylon being produced from Duckload here, so right while throwing that up there, possibly going to do an early expansion or possibly put some pressure on his opponent here. WhiteRa is going to go across the map, and he's going to be scouting in the wrong direction, so it'll take him a while to find his opponent there. And we do have DarkForce actually going the right direction, and he's going to be able to spot this WhiteRa's pylon here that's out front of his base, so he's going to be able to see exactly where his opponent is very early in the game, possibly put some early pressure on. He is going to be going to extractor first before spawning pool, before expansion, so he's going to have a spawning pool up pretty late, so he's not going to be able to put any early pressure on WhiteRa. WhiteRa needs to be very careful though not to be basically hit early on, because that could be really bad for him if there's any early pressure that's applied from DarkForce. He is kind of lucky and out there that the spawning pool has a little ways to go. It's only about 300 energy, or 300 life away, whatever you want to call that. I guess that's actually breathing, so life, 300 life, or 400 now, but that's what we're going to go with. And we do have WhiteRa coming into the base of DarkForce here, so he's going to be able to scout around, see that there's a late spawning pool going down, so he's going to know he's very safe. And he's going this early expansion because he knows he's safe, so he just puts that down. And DarkForce is going to see this though, throwing in the forge, so he's going to be able to block this choke off as fast as he can, and he is going to be safe. Duckload is going to be in here, and he's going to be putting pressure on the hatchery here, and we are going to see some Zerglings pop out very shortly, so this probe needs to get out of here if he wants to survive. If not, it's going to die very shortly here, and WhiteRa does back off right at the perfect timing there, even stealing some minerals as well. And we do have DarkForce going with 4 Zerglings to start off, and he is getting that Zergling speed as well. No expansion yet from DarkForce here, so very interesting to see that. And this probe needs to get out of there. It's going to die, and it does get away somehow. A couple pokes here at this probe, though. It could still be in danger of dying, but it might be able to get away if he's careful here. Almost getting away. Down to 10 life. Will it die or will it survive? He's like, help me, I need some help. 7 life down. One more hit, and it could die. Be interested to see if this does survive. And he's going to be safe. The probe gets away, but he is going to get inside the base, I think. And the drones are going to come in here. Zerglings are going to go in here and die. 2 Zerglings do survive though, and he is going to be able to possibly put some pressure on this expansion, pick off a couple probes. This probe is going to look like it's in danger of dying, up down to 5 life, and it's going to go right for the cannon for support. And he almost actually went in there, but he's going to go for the main base of WhiteRa. And he needs to be very careful going for this mineral line here, because they can actually do some damage. But whatever he can do to actually pull off these probes is a win for him. Going in here, picking off a probe. One probe does go down, so Zergling's doing a great job here, doing some really annoying pressure. And this probe is trying to build and not able to build, and might lose another probe here possibly. The probe does not go down, and there's a Zealot off finally to help his buddies out to, but he's going to go right for the other expansion, pulling off all the probes on the expansion as well. So these Zerglings are doing a great job, and they are going to go down to the 3rd base of WhiteRa and survive. After all that harassment, we have DarkForce actually going for his expansion. It is completed now, and he's going to start saturating this very shortly here. And WhiteRa is going to be ahead in the worker count though, 29 to 24, so pretty even there. These Zerglings pick off another probe though. Oh my goodness, 2 Zerglings being so efficient here and being so annoying, picking off 3 probes already, and also costing WhiteRa some mining time. The Stalker finally decides to come up here, and it does actually defeat those annoying little probes, or these Zerglings, and they are going to be out of the base of WhiteRa now. WhiteRa is going to have a nice little wall built here, a little bit of choke so his minute can get out though. and this cannon is going to be in the back here. So very secure front base for White Raw. The good news is he's not going to have any pressure for a while. DarkForce is just basically going for a drop play. It looks like he's getting that Overlord speed and Overlord drop. So yeah, definitely going for a drop play. We have seen DarkForce actually do some sort of Baneling drop, which is always really effective. But any type of drop as Zerg can be very annoying against to deal with. We are going to see one attack actually being started for White Raw. White Raw working on his upgrades very early. Starting to get his sentry count up as well. Building one sentry, and the warp gate technology is going to be completed here very shortly as well. Working on his third gas, so he is going to be going with a lot of warp gate units here. Actually throwing up 5 more gateways up on the top here, and he also has one down the below here. Some early pressure coming in here with some Zerglings. A few Zerglings are going to be able to come up on the ramp here, possibly do some damage. Overlord is almost completed there, the actual Overlord drop ability. So possibly going to be seeing a drop into the main, which can be very effective since there's not really that many troops up for White Raw right now. So here comes the Zerglings, and we are going to see a drop, bringing a lot of Overlords over. And White Raw's not expecting this, I don't think. So this can be actually pretty scary for White Raw. And we are going to see Banelings being produced, Zerglings being produced as well. And here comes the Overlord. This is going to be very interesting to see how much damage he can cause here. Zerglings being actually popped in there. The Banelings are going to be left home, though. Maybe not. Maybe they just... Yeah. Not gonna. He's going to go for a bunch of Zerglings, possibly break the front as well. What he's not aware of, though, is there's going to be room to get into the base. And then here comes the drop. Zerglings being dropped down. A lot of workers are going to go down because White Raw is completely out of position. So going for the workers here. Now going for the Nexus. The Nexus could fall here. And the Banelings are going to come in here as well for the mix. And here we go. We are going to have an engagement here from White Raw. White Raw is going to start warping in some units. And the Zerglings are going to be picking off this Nexus. The Nexus is going to fall. This is very big for DarkForce here. And here we go. Here's the engagement. The Overlords are going to start raining down on these Stalkers here very shortly. And force fields do go down. Pretty good force fields. But here comes the actual Banelings. But that wasn't really that effective for DarkForce, that attack there. And he's going to get his Overlords away. But the good news about the whole thing from DarkForce is he stopped complete mining over here. So we have White Raw working off of one base here, possibly two. But here he comes in here again with some Zerglings to the actual second expansion. And these Zerglings are going to clean this up with another drop coming in here. But the Overlord's going to be able to pick off these Zerglings. Oh my goodness, they do get out just in time, though. And here we go. We have another engagement. All these Zerglings are going to die, though. One Overlord, or one Stalker does go down. And possibly a second one. No, so that was not effective at all. And we are going to have DarkForce working on his third expansion, which is good news for him because we have White Raw working on his third as well. Still not producing anything on his main base, though. Very interested to see he's not going for a Nexus up there yet. And we do have a lot of Zerglings coming in here that have no attack abilities, no plus attack. They're going to be easily cleaned up by all these Zerglings. And he's going to be able to get into the base of White Raw once again. The Stalkers are going to try picking some stuff up, but he's going to go for the worker line possibly. No, he's just scouting around. And he's going to go up to the main base and see, oh my goodness, there's nothing up here yet. So he's going to be able to pick off one guy that's on the gas. No, he's not even going to be able to get that. It's not effective at all for DarkForce here. Is this attack here. We do have him working on Roach's speed, so he is definitely going to start working on Roaches. Does he have any Roaches out right now? He has 6 Roaches out, and worker count is going to be 55 to 38, so actually Duckload is ahead somehow in the actual worker count and economy here. Doing a great job producing workers at the same time while we have DarkForce putting up a lot of pressure but not actually producing any workers at all, falling way behind in the economy. He does have his third base completed here. Finally, Nexus goes down for White Raw up at his main base that was destroyed early on. But looking good for White Raw. Even working on Void Rays now. And he is definitely making a nice little army mixture here, blocking off both bases from being destroyed or attacked by drops and also from grounds from the front. We do have a Void Ray out here destroying lots of Overlords, and it's going to actually possibly supply block him if he's not careful. He is supply blocked now for a brief second, but he is producing 4 more Overlords, so in a minute here he will be ready to go once again. But he's doing a great job here with this Overlord, this Void Ray, picking off some stuff outside here. So we'll see what happens. This is looking very interesting from both sides of the map. And we do have Overlords getting together, possibly for another drop. Maybe not. Maybe they're just getting together. There's one Baneling inside there, but they're not really doing anything at this point. The economy is going to be 64 to 47, way in favor of White Raw. White Raw doing a very good job here, keeping up on his macro after being harassed early on. A lot of that harassment could have been not dealt with very well from a high, low level player or medium level tier player, but high tier players like White Raw can easily block that off, and that's what he did. Going for the one attack, armor, and attack upgrades there is going to be DarkForce, trying to get some upgrades out to get some sort of advantage here. But White Raw is going to be just getting a massive army here built, even getting Immortals out as well, plus working on that Robotics Bay, which is almost completed, so Colossus are right around the corner. We do have DarkForce destroying the back rock, so he can actually easily get to his third base. But I am pretty scared for DarkForce at this point. He's going to be far behind on both sides, the economy and the armory count as well. With a lot of minerals in the bank, not really spending them effectively. Same thing with White Raw though. But a very interesting game so far. We do have looks like a little bit of a movement going on for DarkForce there. And he's going to pick off the Overseer there. And he's going to be moving in here just to get map control probably. This would be very bad if he decides to attack. Just because White Raw is going to have a very, very nice army mix here. He is kind of spread apart though. Not really together with his troops. They're all, from the top to the bottom of the base to the middle. So he really needs to get his army together here very shortly, or he's going to be in a lot of trouble if DarkForce decides to push in. Sorry about that. I had to get a drink of water. And we do have a little bit of a drop with some Banelings coming up to the main base of White Raw, but we have some great scouting going on. This Void Ray might actually catch up to it, and it's going to. So this drop is going to be spotted by this Void Ray. This Void Ray is going to be able to pick this off possibly. 91, 72 life, 50, 40, 220. It's dead. And there goes a waste of 4 Banelings and an Overlord. White Raw moving in here to expand once again, so doing a great job keeping up on his macro and building a nice army. And then we do have DarkForce trying to do something here. He is going to be expanding himself, so he's going to be on 4 bases just like White Raw. But White Raw definitely looking pretty good here. We have attack 2 going down and attack armor and attack 2 going down for our Zerg player. And then we do have attack 2 level 2 going down for White Raw. So both players trying to upgrade as best as they can, but I have to give the army to White Raw here, being ahead in the food count and also the economy, and just looking pretty good here. Spire finally going down for DarkForce. DarkForce might be able to have some Corruptors out very shortly. Going for another Baneling drop here, and this one might be effective. Just because there's nothing down here to block this drop from happening here. And will he be able to get a few workers here? This will be interesting to see. And then he backs off the drop at the last second there. So not understanding why he did that. He could have possibly killed some workers. Unless he's deciding to attack it to the front. I do not know. It's going to be interesting to see. 10 more roaches being produced as well. So this army is getting very, very big. But for both players, though, they're both almost capped out. Who's going to attack who? It's all going to go down to whoever can micro the best there. This definitely can do a lot of damage if White Raw is caught off guard. There is no sentries in this mix, so he can definitely get the position off of White Raw there and do a lot of damage. And we are seeing possibly him push into the top base here. This is probably the worst place to push. He should push down the bottom. There's Void Rays and cannons up in the front. Here comes the attack. Colossus are doing a lot of damage to his army. Roaches are up front doing picking off a lot of Stalkers and Zealots. But this is not looking good for DarkForce at all. He's actually going to lose all of his troops to these Colossus. Colossus doing a lot of damage. Attacking a little bit too soon, I think, because he needed to get some Colossus or Corruptors in the mix. And there goes the GG from DarkForce. So definitely a one-sided battle there from White Raw. White Raw showing us how powerful Protoss can be and how effective you can be. Macron up there after being harassed at the beginning there. DarkForce looked like to be ahead there after destroying the Nexus at the beginning, but just showed us how powerful you can be if you are playing on your game there. So that was interesting. I have another one of those games to come to you here very shortly. I hope you enjoyed that. And this is Jonas saying goodbye for now.